This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, keeping you informed about the happenings in Annapolis and the area. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. The Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Tuesday, February 5th, 2019. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. One person died yesterday afternoon after a crash involving a tractor trailer and a car that ran into each other head-on in Gambrills. It happened at about 1:20 p.m. at Crane Highway, which is Route 3 at 175, right there in front of the Wawa. It was the southbound accident. The passenger in the vehicle was pronounced dead at the scene, and the tractor trailer driver was taken to the Bowie Health Center with minor injuries. There is no word on the driver of the vehicle. Anne Arundel County Police said that the southbound lanes were closed at Interstate 97 for about 2 hours yesterday. Been a deadly couple days up there along Route 3 and 301. Some scary moments yesterday morning in Linthicum. At about 9 a.m., Anne Arundel County Police were called to the Shell gas station at 263 Camp Meade Road in Linthicum for an armed carjacking. When they got there, they found the victim, and he apparently was flagged down by a male in Baltimore City who asked for a ride to work, which purportedly was the Shell gas station. He gave him a ride to the gas station, and the suspect displayed a handgun and told the victim to exit the vehicle. The victim did exit the vehicle, and the suspect fled in the vehicle. Officers did finally locate him and took him into custody. They did find a BB gun on his body. There were no injuries, but boy, quite a scary bit of time. Police arrested Dante Michael Early, 26, of the 3100 block of Blair Road in Baltimore, charged with armed carjacking, armed robbery, unauthorized removal of a motor vehicle, and theft. And in more frightening news in Annapolis City, the Annapolis Police Department was dispatched to the Pizza Boli store in the 1900 block of Forest Drive at 1:30 a.m. on Sunday for an armed robbery. According to the victim, 2 adult male suspects wearing masks entered the building and approached the victim. One of the suspects was carrying a handgun and struck the employee in the head with the handgun, knocking him to the ground. Almost simultaneously with the strike, one bullet was fired into the ceiling of the business. While the employee was on the ground, the suspects took his wallet and fled to the area. The employee was transported to an area hospital where he was treated and released. A suspect in that has not been identified. Just as Key School is reeling with the allegations of sexual misconduct on their campus, Phil Davis of the Capitol has an article about Monsignor Slade Catholic School, where a John Doe, a former student, is alleging that the former principal sexually abused him over a 2-year period while he was a student at the Glen Burnie school. In the lawsuit, John Doe says that Gregory Jones, who was the principal between 2005 and 2013, sexually abused him while he was a student in the program. According to the victim, most of the abuse took place during or after school hours in Jones' office. Last October, I talked a little bit about conspiracy theory in politics, and some of it may be coming true. Maryland lawmakers have now formed a committee to find a new treasurer for the state of Maryland. Now, Nancy Kopp has been our treasurer for almost 20 years. She is reappointed every 4 years, or I should say a treasurer is reappointed every 4 years. And House Speaker Mike Bush and Senate President Mike Miller have announced there is a 10-member committee to vote on possibly reappointing Kopp or looking for somebody else. Now, there hasn't been any other competition in prior years, so we're not quite sure what they're looking to do here. In our October rant, we talked about a little bit of a conspiracy going there with Speaker Bush's health, that he might take the appointment and find a way to step aside and oust Nancy Kopp. As dysfunctional as Maryland's legislature seems to be at times, boy, we're not Virginia. If you're not following this fiasco, Governor Ralph Northam is facing increased criticism over the emergence last week of a racist photo on his medical school yearbook page. Now, in his medical school yearbook, there was a picture on his page of a person in a full Ku Klux Klan outfit and another man in very dark blackface, all dressed up with striped pants and everything else. It surfaced after 30 years, and Northam initially said that it was him. He apologized for it, and he said he wasn't going to resign and he was going to do the people's work that they elected him to do. And then he said, no, it wasn't him. And he said that he knew that it wasn't him because he was doing a Michael Jackson impersonation in blackface. I'm not quite sure what's going on there, why he thinks any of this is acceptable. There are calls for his resignation from both his own Democratic Party as well as Republicans. And as he is dealing with that, his potential successor, should he resign, Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax, was just hit with some sexual assault allegations. Way to go, Virginia. All right, let's end the day on a couple of good notes. This one is a great story. Maryland's Comptroller Peter Franchot awarded the William Donald Schaefer Helping People Award for Anne Arundel County yesterday morning to Mackenzie Bowie. Now, you may not know Mackenzie, but I'm sure you've seen her and you probably have heard her. She was compelled by the violence at Parkland last February, and she really forged a path forward. She organized the March for Our Lives in Annapolis, which is one of the largest rallies the city has ever seen, and she has demanded respect of municipal legislators, state representatives, and U.S. Congress members through her continued and consistent advocacy. In a statement, Franchot had said, "She has taught us that not only do our children have a voice, but we should be doing everything we can to elevate them. Congratulations, Mackenzie, and best of luck on all your future endeavors." And we echo that entirely. Oh, and I mentioned Mackenzie was heard. If you've ever heard a great kid bagpiping, that's probably Mackenzie. She led the March to Remember the Slain Capitol Gazette employees back in July. All right, that is it for the top news today. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net because it will update throughout the day with all sorts of stuff that we don't know is coming down the line. Please check out our link in the top of the show notes and find out all the different ways that you can connect with us. Give us a recommendation or a review to your friends and colleagues. That would be much appreciated. And we have George Young, of course, with DMV Weather, and he's coming up in about a minute after this message from Union Jacks. Hey, and if you want to win a pair of tickets to see Kicks, which is what Union Jacks is going to be talking about, head on over to the All Annapolis Facebook page by 5 p.m. tonight and enter to win. We have a contest going for 2 tickets to see that 1980s band Kicks at Union Jacks for next Sunday night. But the contest ends tonight at 5 o'clock over at the All Annapolis Facebook page.
Baltimore native and hard rock icons, Kicks, have added a second show this Sunday at Union Jacks in Annapolis. Doors open at 4 p.m. for dinner. General admission and VIP tickets are available. VIP includes a meet and greet before the show. Don't miss platinum selling Kicks this Sunday at Union Jacks in Annapolis. For tickets and more info, go to unionjacksannapolis.com.
Going out? You need the most up-to-date local weather. Here's George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis with today's forecast.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Tuesday, February 5th. Yesterday was a great start to the work week as morning fog gave way to sunny blue skies and temps in the 50s, and today will be much the same across Annapolis with even warmer temps in the upper 50s to possibly even lower 60s. Then a cold front moves through on Wednesday, dropping temps back into the 40s while bringing a threat of rain mainly later in the day Wednesday into Thursday to all of Anne Arundel County. But then that same frontal boundary moves just back to our north on Thursday and Friday as a warm front, bringing back temps in the 60s, but also keeping the rain threat around both days to end the work week. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DMV Weather. Make it a great day out there and enjoy the warm temps while we have them. And be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching for DC MDVA Weather in the Apple or Google App Stores. And also follow us on Facebook and Twitter and on our website at dmvweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
Imagine your child saying,
"Guess what I learned in school today?"
At St. Andrews, it happens every day. We asked Emma and Lawson why.
We grow winter greens in our garden to make smoothies. Second graders are the chicken checkers, and our 8th graders take care of our goats.
Our classes are the perfect size, which means we get to know each other well, and our teachers know us.
Visit St. Andrews Day School's open house Friday, March 8th from 9 to 11 a.m. or call 410-266-0952 for a tour. You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., keeping you informed with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. And take a moment to listen to our other podcast, The Maryland Crabs, released every Thursday at noon.